How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. If you're just joining us over from the press conference, actually, I need to plug in my laptop, but I'll be 2 seconds while I get the charger. It's just over here, and I'm gonna grab it. Because if the laptop dies, we're in trouble. It's a big no no. Oh, I've got so many plugs plugged in, and this is dangerous. Talk about a safety hazard, am I right? Let me just plug that in. Sorry, I'm so unorganized right now. Right, how's everyone going? Hopefully everyone is doing well. We are here for round 7. We're in Mexico tonight, so we're in the second half of the season. If you missed the first 6 races, so if you have missed the first 6 races of... Thanks, I'm actually supposed to give this a brush. It looks a bit messy. Oh, I'm so unprepared for this race. I have to make myself look extra spicy because we're in Mexico. Right, how's it going? Um, if you have missed the first 6 races of the season, they are on the YouTube channel where you can watch them. You can watch back the best moments just by skipping through, because we don't do highlights. We are not that funded, so we don't do highlights of the races, but they are pretty much there. If you want to go and watch them, if you want to look, if you want to go look at some of the good ones, yes, I need to invite Bluefoot. So just bear with me. Some drivers are having issues joining. I believe he's in the URC one. I would have, I would have thought. There he is. I can allow a later start if some drivers are having a bit of issues. It's just the... So right now we have 13 of 20. No, Arda isn't on comms tonight. Arda is getting a break because he was on for Belgium. So we're just waiting for drivers to join up. I want to... This is the problem, man. People don't pay attention to starting times at all. So if you missed obviously the standings, the updates on them, that is actually been said in the press conference as well. So we're pretty much all up to date. I'm just gonna run the stream through the settings just to make sure everything is okay. Obviously we are in Mexico. We have a sprint and race, so short and long. Weather and time of day is obviously dynamic, realistic, approximate. Rules and flags, on, strict, on, immersive, standard, immersive, on. And then reduce standard for the simulation settings. The rest of it, everything else is fine. We are just waiting on the drivers. We have 16 of them. So we're waiting on 4 more, I believe. We're waiting on a McLaren. So we're waiting on a McLaren, which is eBird, who is reserving. We're waiting on Griffin, Bunsey, and there's Griffin. And we're waiting on Glenn. But I don't think Glenn is even going to show up. I'm ready to start if... Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's get everyone to start then. Right, so we'll get straight into it then. 3 people haven't joined. So we'll get going then. Alright, no, I'm giving you a break tonight. Some people do be asleep today. Anyways, we're getting into the session, finally. I don't think 2 drivers will join. Simple as. It's not my fault, nothing more I can do. Late drivers are late drivers at the end of the day, so... Let's get into this. I'm excited. I'm excited for Mexico. We had our so-called season finale in season 1. Obviously the season was cut short. So we have quite a dry. Hopefully, I think it's going to be both dry sessions anyway. For this race, I can see some grey cloud above the paddock, but in other ways, I don't see anything else happening. It should be dry for the qualifying. It should be dry for the sprint, and maybe for the race we could see rain. Who knows? I don't even know. But get your predictions in. Obviously, like the stream if you can. I really appreciate the support, and get your predictions in for both the qualifying and the sprint race, and then who's going to be your race winner. How's it going, Sanko? How you doing, buddy? So at the moment we have 17. Bonsi has joined the session, but he is choosing his car, so okay, we got a car, 19% chance in the rain for the race. Wow. So we got a Ferrari coming out. Now Wicked Red has a qualifying ban to serve, so he is in the game in the race for this, so good job. Hopefully he'll know he has to serve it, but Azza has a Red Bull behind him. That was Fat Joshy, I think, was it? It must have been. Just get the volume up a bit there so I can hear the sound of the cars go by. So it's going to be Azza who will set a lap first. If the stream is laggy, it's frozen for me, I do apologize. I'm just going to give it a quick refresh, and hopefully there'll be no other problems after that. Do let me know though if there's any audio problems with my mic or anything, and I will get onto that as well. But it's going to be myself in the commentary box for tonight, as Twin Gene has let Fat Joshy go ahead of him, so we'll have on board with him for his lap. He'll be the first driver to complete a lap. And Ebird there joining a bit late, and he's in the McLaren, our very first South African driver in the league, and he'll be racing in the McLaren. Hopefully he knows what car he's in. As Fat Joshy rounds the final corner and will now begin his first lap, so we'll hop on board with him. Comes into third gear and immediately invalidates into the first corner. That's going to be a difficult corner for some drivers. Next up is Azza, who's kept his first corner clean in the Ferrari, and he'll be looking for a good result in tonight's race, that's for sure, to get him back up into the top 5. So 29.6 in the first sector for Azza. A little wide, keeps the lap valid, down into second gear. And Azza, like myself, is on a wheel, and he's invalidated going through the S's, and he will not have his lap count. As a Williams there, getting out the way of an Alpine, I believe that might be OP Gamer, so OP Gamer will be the first to set a lap. As he comes through the S's, loses the rear slightly, but keeps the car on track. What will this lap be? It's going to be pole, because it'll be the first lap set, but what will it be? As he rounds into the third sector now, rounds the final corner, OP Gamer comes to the line, and it's going to be a 1:16.7 for the Alpine. And that is a pretty good banker lap in my opinion. I wouldn't really know what's the best banker lap around Mexico, but Ryan Curran is coming to the line. He's invalidated, so he is straight into the pits. He'll be looking to get his first big points in tonight's race, as Griffin has lost it in the S section. As Kajoko goes pole, or provisional pole position, at a 1:16.5 in the Ferrari, the man leading the Drivers' Championship going into tonight. And he has set the limit for the moment. S Junior crosses the line. One is starting his lap now, so let's see what he can do. He is P2, sitting 10 points behind Kajoko in the driver's standings. So let's see what he has in him for this lap. And if you're wondering about the next races of the season, we have Imola next week at 9 o'clock. So normal start time for Imola next week. but we're on in Mexico, and S Junior has gone purple in the first sector. Aza has just completed his lap. It's a 120.3, and Tamaz has binned it in the last corner. That is unfortunate for Williams, and that puts the pressure down to McBot to get a good lap time in. S Junior F57 flat through the middle sector. Down into second gear now, up into short shift into third as he rounds the final corner. Where will this put S Junior? 116.593, 4 thousandths of a second between S Junior and Kajoko for provisional pole position, as Wolves has just gone fourth with a 116. Rayan goes pole, provisional pole position, 116.4 for the Red Bull man. And Bunsey then goes P6 with a 117.1 in the Aston Martin. Now Fat Joshy now on his lap, his first lap. That might actually count, hopefully, as he comes down the first DRS straight. This will be where we'll see another attacking opportunity after the main straight. It's a 28.6, so it's a good first sector for Joshy. He just has to keep the lap valid, as I believe that he's running the number 7 on his car, and he's got a car ahead of him. That's an AlphaTauri, who probably will have to get out of the way, which they do. And Joshy invalidates again. He seems to be struggling in that second sector, and he runs wide now, as Ryan Curran coming through the first sector now. We'll hop on board with him for his lap. Oh, Ryan lost the car in the S's, and he'll have to go again, but his tyres are going to be absolutely cooked after that. He's got a McLaren coming behind. I think that's Banter King. His teammate's on an outlap for tonight, but let's see what Banter King can do through the S section now. Getting on the power nice and early there. 57.6 in the second sector. It's not the quickest we've seen, but it looks good for Banter King, hopefully to get up into the top 10. I think he'd like a top 10 start for the sprint, as he comes around now to set his first lap, and it's going to be a 117.2. Just slots in there behind Bunsey for 8th fastest of the session. As Wicked Red has retired from the session, he is serving a qualifying ban. McBoss is yet to leave the pit lane, but he's coming out now. He feels the track temperature is at its best now rather than earlier, so this is an interesting strategy. How many laps will he get as the Storm goes P9? We just saw him go 9th fastest, a 117.4 for the Alfa Romeo driver. And OP Gamer now starting his next lap, coming through turn 3, and he's got a bit of traffic in his way there. That was the Ferrari of, I believe, Aza, but never mind, hasn't blocked OP Gamer, as he's gone purple in the first sector. So we'll have to see what he can do. Williams there of McBot getting out of the way, as he would and should. OP Gamer looking quick now in the Alpine. Jinx has gone second. I'm sorry we missed that, but 116.5 for the Alpine. What can OP Gamer do? He keeps his lap valid. A 56.8 in the second sector. OP Gamer looking quick, and maybe will go into the top 4 here with this lap. He should jump. S Junior and Kajoko to go P3 and make an Alpine 2 and 3 as it stands. Comes across the line. It's pole position. Provisional pole position for OP Gamer 285. And that's a brilliant lap. A 1:16.1. He improved his lap time there by about 6/10. That's incredible. What a lap by the Alpine driver. As S Junior and Kajoko are both on laps. Kajoko's gone 2/10 quicker in the second sector. So will he take provisional pole? As S Junior's retired, he will not get pole this session, as he's lost it at the start of the S's. That will ring music to Kajoko's ears, because he comes around the final corner, and it's going to be P2. It's not enough to beat OP Gamer, but it is enough to get on the front row. And with S Junior out of the session, Kajoko is happy about that. And looks like Jinx on an out lap is about to start his next lap. McBot is also on a lap as well. So let's see what he can do through the S section. Does he have the pace? A 56.9 in the second sector, and he's invalidated. McBot struggling in these last minutes of qualifying. He sits P16 at the moment, his teammate 17th. Bluefoot hasn't left the pits. I don't think he's in this. He's actually at the wheel right now, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid. And McBot has a car behind him. I believe that's an AlphaTauri of Wolves, who is looking really good this session. P6 for himself, actually. I think he'd love to start P5 if he could, because P5 gets some good points in the sprint. Here comes Wolves now through turn 2. Good exit out of turn 3. Has McBot in front. And McBot will have to get out of the way, which he does. And he's only down on his time, not so much, but he might be able to gain some time through the S's. But looking at the top 4 here, looking so close. There's about 4/10 that separates the top 4 at the moment. Top 5 even, because S Junior obviously retired, but he's still in that top 5 as Wolves comes through the S section. He invalidates a bit too much curb, and McBot there was too close for his liking and almost smacked into the back of the AlphaTauri. Because of that, come on McBot, cop on now. Come on McBot, behave. Banter King and eBird went P10 and P8 in their last laps. So everyone pretty much in the pit lane will be waiting to go out again. Is there anyone on a lap right now? Jinx is on an out lap, so he is the one car pretty much on track, I believe, that is setting a lap. So is Azza. Sanko's on an out lap as well in the Mercedes. P7 for him at the moment, so he's looking really good. In good form. 1:16.9 is his fastest lap so far. And then McBot yet to set a lap as well in this session. He'll get one lap to really determine where he starts this sprint race from. But Azza will start a lap now. Sanko is also going to be starting a lap, and we'll see what he can do. He'll have Azza behind him, just a couple tenths back, but it's a really good suitable gap there for a lap time. Up into 6th gear now, as he comes down the first, attacking the second DRS straight. 28.6 in the first sector, so he's 64 tenths down on his time. So he's not improving in the first sector. What about Azza? Has Azza improved? We didn't see, but he has spun anyway. And that's his qualifying over. It looks like he will start P12, I think. And he's just there shifting through the gears, as every other car now is coming through on their outlaps. But for Azza, it's going to be P12 where he'll start this sprint race. Ryan Curran with a 1:36.9 for his only his second lap of the session. He'll be hoping to get a better lap than he has originally set. As Sanko comes across the line, it's a 1:16.7, and he goes 6th fastest, just ahead of Wolfs in the AlphaTauri. As he comes out of the pit lane now for his last outlap and his last flyer lap of the session. And now McBot coming around the last corner to set his one and only valid lap time, hopefully. And we'll have to see what he can do. And keep an eye on the top 4, as OP Gamer isn't coming back out. He doesn't see the need to, I don't think. Or maybe he is. I think I can see him coming out the end there. So he'll get one more lap in as well to try and solidify pole position, his first pole position in the league. And McBosh has put in a 28.3. He's gone quickest in the first sector. Getting a lot of curb there for McBosh. Keeps the lap valid though, more importantly. As he comes through the S section, this is where he has to make a count. Coming through the second sector, 56.6 in the middle sector. Will this be enough for pole? As his teammate there, the Red Bull, his former team, letting him by. Coming into the final corner, this could be pole. 16.3, it's only good enough for P3 by a McBosh. And I was thinking for a second that was going to be a 15.9. And McBot there getting out the way as Ryan Curran goes 3rd fastest. He says, no thanks FaZe, that's my position. What a lap by Ryan Curran to go P3 for Aston Martin. Jinx couldn't improve on his lap. He starts P6. Buncey's on his final lap as well. And he's down. He's 3 seconds down this time. He must have made a mistake coming into the first corner, as Kajoko has invalidated. He will stay P2. So OP Gamer will start from pole unless Rayan can change it. He's 2 tenths up on his lap. Can Rayan take pole position? It would be his second pole position after Belgium. As he rounds the final corner, Rayan is only P2, and look at the margin. It's about 0.05 of a second between pole position. OP Gamer looks like he was improving his time actually, which is interesting to see. But that is OP Gamer on pole position. As eBird rounds the corner, he's improved, but he has invalidated, so he will stay P12. I think Azza has abandoned his time. Yeah, Ryan Curran has just slowed down on track to let a couple of the cars go by. And he will start P4 as Kajoko improved to P3, I think. Sorry, no, Kajoko didn't improve. Rayan improved. And that knocks Ryan Curran to 4th. McBot starts 5th. So with that one lap, it wasn't good enough for a pole position. I don't think he was expecting pole. But that is how it is for qualifying. So that is qualifying then in Mexico. Let me know your thoughts on what you thought about that. So OP Gamer takes his first pole position with Rayan P2 just missing out by, look at that gap, oh my god. Kajoko then P3, Ryan Kern is 4th, McBot 5th, Jinx 6th, S Junior is 7th, Bunsy's 8th, Sanko is 9th, Wolf starts P10, he'll be happy with that. Banter King is 11th, E-Bird, the South African, is P12, Storm is P13, Fat Joshy's 14th, Azza didn't get a good lap in, he starts 15th, Griffin and Tamaz are P16 and 17th, Wicked Red and Bluefoot line out the back row in P18 and 19. So that is qualifying. Let's get to the sprint race now. 12 laps around Mexico before the feature race. 8 points are on offer for a victory here. In the sprint, 1 point for finishing 8th place. And Ryan Curran setting possibly his best lap of the season. He should get points here with this pace. And it's a dry sprint race anyway, but drivers have reported 19% chance of rain in the feature race, so we'll have to see how that goes. And see what the tyre choices will be for these drivers. I'm pretty sure it's going to be mediums for the entire 12 laps of this, and then some might opt to go on the hards at the start or the medium tyres, who knows. And all the cars on the grid, all the pit crews are in watching the big TV screens, and the fans, the Mexican fans, are ready to go. I'm ready to go. And hope we see some clean but hard racing. So we start with the formation lap. And we're just going to get the tyres up. And everyone pretty much on the mediums as expected. So we need to see who leads going into turn 1. Will it be Rayan or will it be OP Gamer? And there's the strategy really. Medium tyres for the next 12 laps. Some though will have to pit if they get involved in an incident, which will be incredibly unfortunate. But do expect a safety car if a collision does occur. And this junior starting 7th, he would hope that he'll be able to gain these positions back because his championship rival is up in P3 and he starts P7, which is interesting, very interesting I might say. I need a haircut, honestly, my hair is getting all fluffy and puffy again. The two McLarens, P11 and P12, so see if they can work as a team. Storm 13th, his teammate down in 18th. We'll be hoping to make the spots up as well. Bluefoot, the podium, on the podium in Jeddah, just 2 races to go. He'll be hoping for a good result as well, as he missed Belgium unfortunately. As Wicked Red has actually spun under the formation lap. I'm assuming he tried to get his tyres up to temperature, and that didn't work for him. There we go. We go to 5 red lights in Mexico for the sprint race. The lights are out and the cars are away. It's a good start by OP Gamer. OP Gamer gets a terrible start from Rayan and he pulls off into the lead. And FaZe McBot gonna go up the inside. He's made contact with Kajoko. And there's moves being made everywhere on track at the start of this race. Just carnage everywhere happening. And there's a VSE because Jinx is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to the Alpine, but that was lap 1 carnage. So Wolves getting a really good start there, gaining about 4 places off the start from the grid. And if only we could see that start again. It was carnage, absolute carnage into turn 1, as I expected. But VSC, I'm pretty sure, is over as Joshy has to pit. And we're gone green again. OP Gamer getting a terrible restart. Rayan has gained 1.2 seconds off the start. McBot going to be looking to get by the Alpine. S Junior is right behind Kajoko though. The championship rivals are there with each other. And Ryan Curran lost out big time on the start of that race. He's dropped the P8 and his teammate has passed him as well. Griffin getting very squirmy on those rear tires. Bluefoot up to 14th on that start as well, so he got to a good start as well. OP Gamer now has reduced the gap to Rayan. Can he catch him? Down this main straight, 5/10 the gap is between them. But McBot is much closer to the Alpine than the Alpine is to the Red Bull. Because Rayan isn't using his ERS, so he's doing that same thing he was doing in Belgium where he was able to keep the battery and still maintain his outright pace. And OP Gamer, he doesn't want to fall out of the DRS of Rayan. That would be not good for him because McBosh then would get him, Kajoko would get him. So it's important that he stays with him, but he doesn't have much ERS to work with. Rayan clearly looking like the quicker driver right now as we come through the S sector. And there's been a collision there, I think, for Storm. Or Wicked Red, I think. As he has dropped back. And now OP Gamer with a DRS. He should get Rayan here down the main straight. He's going to go for it. And he does. He gets them in with DRS, but no, Rayan's hit him. And through goes McBot into the race lead. Archer, that wasn't clean. That was not clean. Hitting OP Gamer from the back. I think that's caused Rayan problems though. But he should never have sent it up the inside. Or, sorry, hit him in the back like that. Because that's caused the Alpine to lose out on a place. And that's what... S Junior's out! What has happened? to S Junior. And S Junior out of the session. Oh, that is a big crash. And that will bring out the safety car. But this is huge for the title. And McBoss there almost sending Kajoko into the pit stop, and he was like, no, no, you're not getting me. If you're going in, I'm going to follow you in. But that means S Junior out of the session, and that's a big loss for Haas in the constructors. So the first safety car in this sprint race. And S Junior not entirely out of it, honestly. You know, you have to remember it is only the sprint race. It just means he'll start 18th on the grid, but that is big. That's points lost. However, for the moment though, McBoss leads the sprint race. He was able to get through that carnage between Rayan and OP Gamer, who are still now back behind each other. And I wonder, did Rayan get any wing damage from tapping the rear of OP Gamer? I don't think he did, but well, that was just lag. That was some lag, I've never seen that before. And Boss trying to get Kajoko to try and dummy him into the pits and maybe give him an upper advantage, but Kajoko's not going to fall for that. He's a bit smarter than that now. There's actually water over here. Just gonna grab that. Ugh. So lap 6 will hopefully see the safety car in this lap, as Azza is on the softs. Saying my internet is bad for some reason. It has issues because the cable is so fucking long. Hopefully we will see the safety car in this lap, as Sanko has had an issue at the back. He has spun the car under the safety car. So not good news for Mercedes. Azza now will have to charge down the safety car, which means it's going to stay out for another lap, I would presume. But McBoss still leading the way, and yep, the safety car is staying out because of Azza being so far back. Let's check up on the chat then while we are under safety car. Yep, Arda, don't care. Honestly. At least I'm not being spoken over countless times. So Ebert also made the move to go on to soft tires as well. So interesting. Hopefully they will be able to catch the safety car. But it's an interesting strategy by Azza, that's for sure, to go onto these soft tyres. And hopefully we'll see the safety car now in this lap, because that means it'll bring us down to 5 laps of racing. Yeah, safety car is in this lap, so the soft runners will have at least 5 laps to get the best out of their soft tyres. And McBot controls the momentum in the Williams. Kajoko behind him. OP Gamer as well, and Rayan. Bonsina and Ryan Kern are 5th and 6th. The 2 Aston Martins looking really good in position right now. Ebert gets another 5-second penalty for a collision with the Mercedes of Sanko. McBot though is still on the restart here. He's got Kajoko pretty much penned in on his out inside. And he's gone and he got a bad start because he's off the track. But here comes Kajoko in the Ferrari. McBot's going to try and squeeze him. Rayan is going to look to get by as well. And McBot covering off the Dutchman. And there goes Kajoko. He's been spun round by the Williams of FaZe McBot. Gamer getting back by. Oh my god! We have seen an incident happen there before. And Kajoko drops down to 12th. He must be furious as Ebert is out of the session. And that will bring out another safety car. Well, I'm curious to see what that could possibly mean for this race. Will people pace, get on softs for the last 1 or 2 laps of this race? Because what we've just seen is absolute carnage. Tomas is in, Storm is in, Joshi is in. Kajoko does stay out. He will be furious at the Williams of McBot there for making that move. I've another safety car then. As you can clearly see, but So hopefully then we'll see the safety car in this lap, because we'd like to get some racing in before the feature race starts. Safety car then is in this lap. We're going to be back to racing conditions hopefully. And there is a bit of lag as I can see it. So I'm not sure if it's my Wi-Fi. I do apologize if there's a problem with it. I know it's causing issues for the broadcasts. And it's probably because of the weather. Usually the Wi-Fi isn't that bad when there's 3 of us in the house. But McBot is gone, and he's got a terrible start, Rayan has. As Tomas is going to get Azza on the restart. What a move. Joshy has Storm alongside him. And Banter King and OP Gamer going side by side through turn 2. And it's a good move done by the McLaren up to 4th. As Joshy's had a spin. Rayan getting back closer to McBot. He just kind of fell asleep on that safety car restart, and Wicked Red has picked himself up a time penalty for his track limits. And the 2 Mercedes fighting each other as well, I have to point that out. But it's with the leaders now. Ryan has to try and get as close as he can. Will he be able to line up and move here? As he gets a bit of wheel spin on the rears. But he's close to McBot. He's about 4/10 back. He's in the distance to make the move. Does he have the straight line speed? As we come down to the last lap now. And Azza has retired on track, I think. Which isn't allowed. All voluntary retirements must be done in the pit lane. So Azza will start 14th. And McBot looks like he's about to win the sprint race, because Rayan almost too far back to attack him. As McBot now comes into the stadium section. The flares go up. It's going to be McBot for Williams. Or can Rayan stay in the last corner? No, McBot's going to win the Mexican GP sprint race. Rayan will start P2. Bunsey will start 3rd. But Banter King crosses line in 4th. OP Gamer 5th, Kajoko will start 6th, and Tomas will start 7th. I'm just going to end the stream here for a second.